What up, public? We just saw Conjuring 2, and it was what it was. I mean, it was a horror film.
It was scary. It had a whole bunch of action and crazy things happening. I would rate it like a 4.5 because...
Which is a 90.
Like a 90%. Because, like, it was good, but some of the parts of it were confusing and I didn't really understand.
But he liked it. I just started asking him questions about why and this, and he was like, oh, he didn't even think of that. He's like, oh, it was just awesome, right? I mean, but now that we've inquired into it, there's less. He's like, oh, it was a little bit shaky, but he still gave it a 90. So, what about the acting? Good?
The acting was great. It was like if it was actually happening to them.
Yeah.
It was like it was like happening right then, like no like acting. There was just like it happening.
Yeah, so for me, I'm not a horror guy. You know, like I don't want to pay people to scare me. Call me crazy. Make me laugh, you know, make me cry. I'm for that. But scare me, jump out at me, come on, why am I paying you for that? You're freaking me out. So I definitely jumped a bunch of times in the movie. And, you know, so the movie had like two different stories going on, and I'm like, all right, how are they going to tie these two together? How are they going to tie together? And ultimately it does. And then I'm like, what's going to happen? How are they going to defeat this? How are they going to beat this? How are they going to win? Then they had a clever way that they came up with to defeat it. But I had some problems. You know, the antagonist in the movie, I didn't understand the motivation. One, I mean, I guess I kind of understood the motivation, but the plan, I didn't understand the antagonist's plan. And, you know, stuff was going on conveniently. Things were happening on a convenient timeline. Like overly convenient. So you're like, oh man, well, of course that happened, you know, yeah. Oh, you know, and a lot of it, some of it's for cinematic reasons, right? Like you want to build suspense. But sometimes it was just like, oh, of course that happened right then, because we need to hamper that so that we can go on with this. So anyway, so listen, if you like being scared, I thought this was perfectly good for that. You know, it's interesting. In a horror movie, people will talk all the way through the movie with no concern. People just having a conversation behind us. It's just like, oh, the house is messed up now. What are they gonna do? Oh, that reminds me of my aunt. I'm like, cool, I guess I'm just gonna eavesdrop this conversation. There was a crowd of people in the front that were just like, they were on their phones, they were talking.
They were cursing.
Jumping. They were still scared though. You know, they were like, making a big noise, right? You know, whatever. Ed, you know, the guy's named Ed in the movie. So I thought it was very clever. I think it's a very interesting subject, paranormal stuff, especially like the reality of it. I wish there was more of like that piece of it. Like, so it's sort of like, if the paranormal stuff, if we like believe it hook, line, and sinker, then they give us a visual of that. And I think the movie would be more interesting to follow these two, you know, ghost hunters and like follow their lives and like have like, I mean, because at the end they play real recordings that the movie was based on, which I thought was good. So for me, I'm gonna give it a 70. And remember, I don't like this kind of movie. I just thought it was well done for this type of movie, but there was too many like logic holes, you know, for me, too many convenient things, and a muddled to borderline completely confusing motive. And motive was there, but plan, like I didn't know what the ultimate goal of the antagonist was. So, and the antagonist, I don't know how scary it looked or whatever. I mean, It looked kind of scary. I mean, I'll give it that, but you know, it's one of those make you jump movies. All right, that's it. You got any other words? Anything else you want to say?
Not really.
All right, should we tell people to watch my videos? Watch the videos, share the videos, and if you want to come see a movie with me and Matthew, come on with it.